Secure, what does that mean? That would be the key word. That would be the what? I don't think you understand. Outside, it's not safe anymore. Everything's changed. You were on the last flight before they grounded the planes. They're trying to control the spread of a pandemic? It didn't work. Martial law was declared. Shelters were opened. People were evacuated. Those that stayed behind, like me and the whole splendid police department, all 3 of us, we're just trying to get the last few people out of the area when your plane went down. Most of them were already, you see, real danger right now is, there are things out there. Now's not the time. I agree. Look, this is a lot to take in. Why don't you come talk to me when you're ready? Seems like you survived after all. You're not alone. Feel free to explore the surroundings and speak to Davis to continue. Left clicking on non-hostile person will interact with them. Let's go to the survivor's bag. And that was a little spassy. Ah! While stocking up on your supplies, here are some good things to keep in mind. Looting. Pay attention to the weight listed on the looting character. That's the amount of weight they're already carrying. Each character has a maximum amount of weight they're able to carry, and once they're at their maximum, they won't be able to add more. The bottom of the looting character's clipboard, there are tags to separate their inventory by items. Use weapons, used to attack, ammo, used in weapons, medical, used for healing, armor, used for defense, supplies, food, fuel, and parts to keep the shelter stockpiled, and unique items for goals, or asked for by certain characters. Once you've gotten everything you need, remember to equip yourself properly and play. Once you've gotten everything you need, remember to equip yourself properly and close the loot screen and open your inventory. Let's just take everything, because that's how we do. Alright, I've got a pipe wrench, and I've got a knife for weapons. And unfortunately, parts can't be used as weapons. I do have some other supplies, which are nice military rations, yeah. So we're going to equip the knife, and we're going to equip the wrench. Now, one of the mechanics in this game that excited me the most was the idea that noise is an issue. Noise is a very, very big deal. Just like that, it can be surprising. If you didn't hear that, there was a very loud boom next to me, and it shocked me a little. I was a little surprised. It was very loud. But the important thing in this game is that noise is very important. If you're not smart, you can generate way too much noise and pull a whole lot of zombies in on you. And that's not good. Not good at all. See, so this pipe wrench makes 6 noise every time I swing it, but it deals a phenomenal amount of damage. And this weapon right here, it has 2 noise. It does not do nearly as much damage. So, you can bet which one I'm going to be using a majority of the time. However, if I can wield it, oh yeah, that pipe wrench is going to be set to active, because you can open a fight being loud. You just can't consistently stay loud. We should see what Davis has to say. We'll talk later. Joel, I'd rather Davis explain it. He's a lot better at that. How about Anita? Let Davis tell you what happened. Okay, fine. I think you're up to talk about your situation now. Our situation now. Let's get this over with. Good. I'll get the others. They're right here. They didn't move. What I'm about to tell you, it's going to be difficult to believe. In fact, it's hard to accept even when you've seen it with your own eyes. I'll say. I'm not an idiot. I read all about that virus going around. I'm stuck in a basement where misery's the currency. Yeah, I figured it out. Let me explain. The illness that was going around, it doesn't just kill or make people lose their mind. It might not even be a virus. It's the end of the world. Mom, we don't know that. Get to the point! The dead are coming back. Not all of them, but people that are bit or killed by them. They seek out and attack the living. From what we know, it's not just here. It's everywhere. All over the world. Oh, I see. I mean, it's difficult to believe. Okay, what are our options? We don't know how long we're going to be here for, and the basement really isn't a long-term solution. We've got enough food to last us another week or so, but we're going to need to secure the entire school. What do we need to make that happen? The fence around the school was being refinished when the town was evacuated. There's a whole sections missing, which I've seen what's out there. We're not safe. If those things find out we're inside, if we want to move into the school upstairs, we're going to need to finish that fence. It's not completely down. With the proper supplies, we could fix it in a day. Can't get very far. We drain the fuel in the cars to provide power to the generator. There's a hardware store in Llano. It's a bit of a walk, but it's our best bet. You're going to want to bring back a toolbox and as many spare parts as you can. Getting that fence up is our only option. I know this is a lot to ask, especially given all you've been through, but we really don't have a choice. What kind of backwater town doesn't have a goddamn hardware store? That's what I want to know. It has its charms. We used to have a frozen yogurt place. Till the sinkhole. Sinkhole. Now fine, let's get this over with. I'd feel a bit better about this if we had a third person. I still remember the last time we went outside of Splendid. We're going to need someone to stay here and help me secure the windows and the doors upstairs, but I can't volunteer anyone else. Don't even think about taking my Renee. There's no way I'm letting my little girl go out there. Mom, please, I can take care of myself. And what if someone gets hurt? I'm the only one here with any medical training. Take me if you have to. I don't want to have to fight, but you don't drive a big rig for 10 years without learning how to bust some heads. I'm not a medic. I know the police officer ain't a medic, so I'm thinking, oh no you don't, Mom. If anything happened to you, well, I need someone who can fight. I've got a lot of fight skills right now, and the police officer is a bit of a fight, so I'm taking a medic. If anything happens to her, I'm holding you personally responsible, understand? Yeah. Okay, it's decided. You three go to the hardware store in Llano and get a toolbox and all the parts you can carry. We'll secure the school's first floor while you're gone. Come on, let's just get this done. Alright, I've got a weapon. Let's go upstairs. Alright, this is the school. This is the first floor of the shelter, otherwise known as Splendid General School. You've got some items on you that are best left here before you go. Head to the room with the shelves immediately to your left and click on the shelving labeled Shelter Storage. Okay. We're going to select all. And we're just going to move it all over there, with the exception of this. This is a medical bag, and this needs to stay with me. Now, the reason why the medical bag needs to stay with me. This is the... I'll just let the wonderful tutorial explain it. This is the shelter storage screen, a variation of the loot screen, and is used for placing items into the shelter for later use. Since Dead State does not use food items to restore health, you won't be needing any food items outside of the shelter. The same goes for fuel, parts, and luxury items. Select all your non-equipped items and use the left or right arrow to transfer them to transfer them into the storage. Blah. Once they're here, press the stock button to save them in the shelter's permanent supplies for later use. Don't panic at them not appearing. They're still counted among your shelter supplies. And that should clean up some of weight and inventory space. Close the shelter storage window. That should say storage window when you're done. We're gonna stock those. Those all disappear, which initially caused me to panic, and that's why we didn't want the medical satchel or the bandages in there. Now that you've dropped off some items in storage, it's a good idea to check out your goals. Hit the G to hit the goal list. Goal list is the way that experience is gained in the world of Dead State. Instead of killing, you have objectives to focus on, and to explore the world, and to help keep yourself and your allies alive. At the top of the goal list, you'll see what are known as recurring goals. These measure the amount of key items you've brought back and stocked at the shelter, and are consistent throughout the game. Below that, you'll see one-time objectives to fix the shelter fence. This objective will remain active until completed, at which point it will drop into the completed section. Each time you complete a goal, you'll be rewarded a certain amount of skill points. After 20 skill points, you'll get a stat point. In order to spend these, simply open up your character screen and hit C and click to distribute them. At the bottom right, you'll see two buttons, Statistics and To Do. Statistics is purely informational, and for your own amusement. It tracks things like miles traveled, food recovered, and so on. The to-do list covers things that your allies have asked you to accomplish. If you look on it, you'll see the fence task is listed. While you won't gain any skill points for completing items on the to-do list, doing so can often accomplish important things like boosting ally mood, unlocking helpful loot, and sometimes prevent the death or loss of an ally. That's it for goals at the moment. Simply press G again to close it. Well, that's a nice addition. Before you leave, try walking around the shelter, speaking with people. Individuals have their own particular locations they like to hang out in, and it's important to talk to them frequently to find out their wants and needs. Once you're ready to leave the shelter, run out the front door and into the blue-colored area. That's the exit grid. I'll show you where that is, if I remember where it is. That is... there it is. Every area in the game has an exit grid, which are the only places you can access the world map. While you're standing on the exit grid, press M or the globe icon at the bottom of the screen to access the world map. Alright. So, I know a little bit about what's going on. So we're going to... equip. Unequip. Curses. There we go. You need to drag medical supplies into the medical satchel. The medical satchel has a limited number of charges. In this case, I only have 5 charges for the medical satchel. And when you use the medical satchel to heal somebody, it consumes charges. So you want to be careful. Healing in this game is crazy hard. In fact, you don't even really heal passively from what I remember. So, plenty of storage space next to the basement. Hey, come on in. How can I help? I need to ration the shelter's food for a while. Anything that would improve your move? I wish I could call my daughter, but more realistically, I guess I could use real coffee beans. It would make monitoring the radio easier. Deodorant would be nice. It gets a bit hot in here most days. I'll let you know if I come across any.